Hey fellas, I'm still backing up files and getting on my 33rd tomorrow, and might be taking a brief break from Max in a bit. But before I do that, I thought I would share my thoughts on what's easily one of the best things I've seen on there here, with the show marking in the unofficial start to the new DCU, who co-architected by James Gunn and Peter Safran. And so let's talk about the first season of Creature Commandos. So let's begin. Serving as something of a bridge between the old DCEU and the new DCU, who the he the show focuses on the titular non-human intervention force, so to speak, with the first half not only focusing on trying to protect a leader in the East European nation of Pokolistan, one of several standard world countries the DC Universe has. The second half has them uncovering a much greater mystery, as working on Wall often does, which could, having greater ramifications and sprinkled within, we learn more about each individual member of the team, and it's quite an interesting bunch. And between the over-the-top graphic violence, as well as the dark humor, and even moments of actually surprisingly touching drama, it's yet another example of how I can tell that James started as a horror director. Definitely, he knows a lot of similarities with all other films he made when he was working at Troma, as well as his early cult classic Slither. So there's that. In many ways, it actually makes a great unofficial whole adaptation of a lot of the Universal horror characters, where the Frankenstein monster is, well, obviously the Frankenstein monster. The bride is, well, his bride. Right. Nina is more or less like a distant creature in Black Lagoon. And the Weasel, who, as one of several minor spoilers I have, surviving the events of the Suicide Squad somehow, is like a virtuous, non-verbal version of the Wolfman, even if he does like to play fetch like a dog and lick himself and not care who sees. Yeah. On that note, it does a good job establishing the tonal template of what we're going to be seeing, and also seem to be more willing to embrace the more absurd aspects of source material. But when serious situations on screen, it's treated as such especially, and it's clear. I also really enjoying Frank Grillo's earnest nature about what it's like working for the other major comic brand right now. Since he is playing Rick Flag Sr., since, his son kind of bought it in another story. Right? And I won't say which one, but one of my short list of characters I want to bring over from the old DCU into the new DCU has now been checked off the list, thankfully. And even though they had not formally cast him yet, they did indeed keep their word that yes, Batman exists in this continuity, as I've been active for some time. So they also established, much like Superman, they're not going to do the origin story of Bruce's parents getting shot outside the Opera House. I also like how they didn't just introduce how effectively they use characters I'm familiar with, such as Clayface and Rupert Thorne, but also ones that aren't as well known, like Dr. Phosphorus, and Circe. This makes now at least several characters, since I'm on fire with that name, including one who has a propensity for wanting to commit massive slaughter. But yeah, it's definitely very much that's one of the best adult animated series I've seen in recent memory. Hey, so definitely a good start to representing like the monsters of the new DCU. Who I'm not sure what the plan is for the Authority. Hey, but since we're gonna be getting Mr. Terrific in the Superman reboots, who I guess we'll find out soon enough. Even though they're working on it, I also kind of like the idea that they're not officially making anything until they have a script finalized, and even with the current rivalry, that is one trick I think Marvel should take. Hey, I mean, especially with the discourse around the current state of affairs being ongoing. Yeah. Anyway, hey, as I stated on my community tab, my rough draft of my Joker for the spoiler review it has been completed. My final draft and review will be in April to commemorate the 85th anniversary of the character in Batman #1. And but before I do that, I got a couple ideas as in contemplating my birthday video to celebrate my 33rd with something a bit more fun, especially given what's been going on lately. I just had to wait and see what it is, though. That'll be all for now, and I'll see you all again soon, so take care, everyone.